check out this find. Just picked this thing up for 600 bucks. A really cool looking bike. So this is a 1967 Honda Dream 160. So 160cc. This is the baby version of the Honda 305 and 250 Dream. So this is referred to as the baby Dream. These came in 3 colors, red, white, and black. So we have the original white color on this one. Pretty cool. They made these from 1966 to 1969. So 3 years of production for the baby Dream. What makes these stand out are the really unique front fenders. You can see how they wave down like that, kind of flare out at the end there. These are also unique because this is a twin cylinder. So 2 pistons, 2 cylinders. Pretty cool. This one is 99% complete, missing a couple things. So the badges on the tank, unfortunately, are missing. The grips and the throttle control right here is missing, unfortunately. And the mirrors and the glass piece right here for the Speedo. But that's it. Has all the original chrome, original paint, original seat, gas tank. Everything else is here. You can see how nice those pipes are too. Not bad for 1967. And close up of the engine, everything looks good. Supposedly this thing has compression. The seller stated this thing was sitting for more than 15 years. Luckily, it was stored out of the elements and indoors. So I don't think there's any rust in the gas tank. Nothing looks too rusty or corroded. We'll take a look with a flashlight later, but it looks pretty decent in there. I'm guessing what happened is they had a different Dream. They robbed off that throttle mechanism. Those are kind of hard to find. But this thing's got a few miles on it. Take a look. 14,578 miles. So it was definitely ridden back in the day. So today's goal is to get this thing running and driving by the end of the video. We're hoping we have spark, good compression, and we're hoping that the gas tank isn't too bad to where we can get fuel going to everything. But like I said before, I've never owned one of these bikes, never ridden one, so it'd be really cool to get this thing up and running. Alright, little walk around here. I always think the Honda Dreams are probably some of the coolest looking bikes. Very unique look to them. Really cool looking. Alright, let's start tearing into it. Alright, here is the title that came with it. You can see last titled in 72. So I'm guessing the last time it was ridden was probably around that time. So that puts it, what, 52 years ago? That's pretty crazy. But you can see it's 1967. It's called a CA160. And that VIN number up there, the 1 after the 160, means it's a first production bike. Then the number after that is the model produced. So it's the 10,719th unit made and sold. So that's how that VIN number works there. So cool to have the title that came with it. Kind of a rare thing. Alright, let's just kind of look around the bike, see if it's missing anything else besides the badge here, the glass, the grips, and the throttle there. It does have the original key, you can see, and that is working. So there's like 1, 2, 3, there's 5 different positions for this key. That's very unusual. I believe the brakes do work. Let's see. Yep. Brake is working. And the clutch does pull in. Very smooth. Oh, it looks like it might be missing the chain guard as well. There used to be a chain guard that attached to here, but that is also missing. So a couple more things we found that are missing. It does have the chrome bracket in the back, which is kind of cool. Those are usually taken off. And then, like I said before, the pipes are really nice. So these are usually all rotted out. Tires look like they're holding air. They're all dry rotted, you can see, and cracking. All right, let's see how bad this gas tank is. Gas cap looks pretty good. Oh, there's like no rust in there. Wow. Is that coated or what? There's a little surface rust, but nothing serious. Doesn't look too bad in there. Alright, we can see if there's any engine oil in here. Dipstick out. Oh yeah, looks like pretty good oil. Yeah, it smells good. Smells pretty fresh. So that looks good. Alright, so on this bike there's two side covers with these little twist knobs. Let's see what's underneath this one. There we go. Alright, that looks like where the battery goes to. So I believe this is a 6-volt system. I don't think there's electric start on it. Oh yeah, it does. I think there's electric start on here. Look at that. I don't see a button for it though. Huh. Maybe it's built into the key. No, I don't think so. Is it missing the electric start button? I don't know. Interesting. Positive going in. You've got your negative ground wire here. So one hooks up to here, one to here. Here's another positive here and here, I believe. That goes into a fuse down here. Should we check the fuse quick? Alright, let's see what that looks like. Is there one in there? Oh, there's a fuse in there. Looks good. So what we're going to do is a continuity test. Alright, we should hear a beep between the fuse, this end, and this end over here. Let's see. Yep. So fuse is good. And then, let's see here. We'll do this end. See if I can stick it down there. Yep. So from that end to that end, we have good contact, so we should be good. Alright, you can see some of this paint's chipping off. So I wonder if this thing was repainted at one point. Huh, what was that for? Is that for like a toolkit or something? Gotta be where the toolkit was supposed to go. Alright, so not much behind that cover. Check out this petcock on here. That is really interesting. I've never seen one like that before. You've got stop, reserve, and on. Missing the gas line too. Let's see if it shifts. So this is a 4-speed. Yep, shifts through all the gears. Alright, I think we can access the air filter through here. Oh yeah, this This should come off. All right, let's see. Oh boy. That's pretty stripped out of there. Going on the opposite side of the bike. Looks like there was a nut here the whole time. So, you can just get that off and this whole air filter can come out. There we go. Now we should be able to take this out. Alright, looks like that's attached to the boot in there. Looking at the air filter, doesn't look too bad. We'll leave that in for now, but at least that's detached so we can get the carb out easier. See that? So we'll leave that in there. It doesn't look horrible. None of the wires look like they're chewed up in there. It's really weird there's no control, so we're gonna take off the headlight here. Looks like it's just taped on. And we're gonna see if there's any wires that were cut behind here. That would be a big problem. All right, headlight's not connected. Got a green wire. Got a couple different wires here. Color is that black, red and white. None of these line up with the headlight here. Alright, well, so we're not going to have any lights, that's for sure. Alright, let's start with the left side spark plug. Get that out. Oh, these are loose. That's a good sign. See if we have any spark here. Plug looks pretty new. It's really white, which is very interesting. I don't know if somebody put new plugs in and then never wrote it. But that plug is extremely white. Huh. This boot feels like it's about to fall off here, so let's just check that out. We're going to cut that back a little bit. You can see the wire's not really exposed there. Just a little bit, 1/4 of an inch. See there, now you can see the wire coming through. Get that boot back on. Alright, so for this one, we're going to put a little oil down the cylinder. A little WD-40 down there too. It's been sitting for probably 50 years, so make sure that's lubed up before we start kicking it over. I've got a little Marvel Mystery Oil going down right now. Alright, let's get the other one out. Right side. And that plug is loose as well. And again, that one's extremely white. So it looks like somebody put new plugs in it at one point and just never ran it after that. Very odd. Alright, let's check this boot out. Yeah, we're going to cut that back a little bit. There we go. hoping the electronics on this are not fried. A little oil down the cylinder here. Get that lubed up. Alright, we're gonna kick this thing over a couple times. See if it's smooth. Oh, it feels smooth. No knocking. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Alright, I like that. Let's test spark. Alright, we're just gonna hook up this battery quick. Nothing. Second key position. Third key position. Nothing. Nothing. Alright. So no spark on that cylinder. Let's check the one over here. Alright, check the first position here. Nothing. 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 Alright, so no spark at all. Oh boy. Oh man. Those haven't been off in a while. One down here. Oh man, can't believe it didn't strip out. Does not want to. You can see it's got the old gasket on there still. Alright, so that's the flywheel with all the coils around here. There are the points. See if they're dirty here. Huh. Not too bad. Looks like they're even gapped correctly. Look at our file in there. I just need a little piece of sandpaper instead. 40. Alright, we're cleaning out the points, but I want to just make sure we've got power going to the points. So one should be positive, one should be negative right here. Oh, we had spark, so we're getting power there. Let's see what the voltage is. Oh, 6.2. I'm seeing spark at the plug, so it's gotta just be the points are dirty. Let's see if we get anything. Getting anything? No. Oh, there we go. Got spark in that one. Oh, yeah, great spark. Woohoo! Alright, that's awesome. Let's see what this one looks like. Spark on the right side. Looks like really good spark. So that is the second position on the key, is when that works. So I'm guessing the first position is probably just lights. The second position is on. Cool. Alright, I was really not expecting to get spark that easily. But it's a Honda, so that would make sense. Alright, let's move on to compression. We have spark, let's see if we have compression here. We'll start with the left side. For these old machines, we're hoping for over 100. It'll probably run on 90 PSI. But if we can get 100, that would be great. Alright, let's see what we get. We're going to try to do throttle open as best as we can. Around there for compression. Alright, I've got the cable pulled in. Give it a couple kicks. Oh yeah. Awesome. Like 140, 145. Yeah, like 145. Wow. That's great compression. Let's see if we can get the same reading on the other side. Alright, if this has compression, this thing might actually fire up today. Let's see what we get. Would be great. Let's see what happens. We're close. About 135. So pretty good. I'll take it. Alright, so we have compression, we have spark, last thing is fuel. So we'll get this coil wire out of the way. Alright, so it looks like we've got a 10mm nut there and one on the other side. And the clamp here. Let's see, this will probably rip the gasket. It's a little less sticky. Alright, and then this clamp is held on. Get that off. There we go. Get the nut off. Alright, this carb should pull out. Hopefully. Ouch. Got here. There we go. Slide looks pretty good. I think the cable's a little sticky. It's not springing back. I'll have to lube up that cable a bit. Yeah, here's your carb. No gas in it. You can see. So choke off is all the way down with the lever. Choke on is all the way up. You can see a Keihin carb made in Japan. That's a cool little carb. All right, let's take that apart, see what's going on in there. It's not that bad. So they must have drained most of the gas before storing this. Let's see if that pin will come out. That's on there pretty good. We've got a couple tricks we can use to get that out. Let's get the main jet out. Let's see what we're running for a main here. I think that's clear too. Yep, that's clear. 105 for the main. Everything's clear. Alright, pilot jet. Right here. That's clear too. No way. Tiny little pilot. 20. That is a very small pilot jet. And that was clear. That's amazing. It says automatic punch here. So you can see it's spring loaded. And sometimes this will work. Let's just see. I don't want to break anything off of this. Make sure to line up with that pin. Yeah, that got that out. Wow. Not gonna do it again. I don't want to break off that thing. Oh, that definitely made it budge. Yeah, cool. That worked again. That's amazing. Wow. Cannot believe that got that out. Every time I use that tool, it amazes me how that can just get that right out of there. That thing was stuck in there tight. So now we can check out the float. No holes in the float, doesn't feel like. And here's the needle. Look how tiny that needle is. That's crazy. Looks good though. And there's the seat. That all looks good. So far, so good. So the fuel screws right here. Let's see how many turns out. 1, 1.5. So that was set correctly as well. That all looks perfect. So we're gonna let this sit in the ultrasonic cleaner for a bit. All right, we got the carburetor back installed after being in the ultrasonic cleaner. That cleaned up pretty good. So we're getting that back on. I put some gas down the gas tank and it was leaking out of the hose here. We replaced that hose and then there was another leak at the petcock. You can see it's leaking out of here and there and up here. So gas tank needs to come off. You can see all the gas that leaked out of it. This is on, this is off. You can see it's still leaking. So that needs to be fixed. The gas tank is held on by 1, 2, and then on the other side, 2 more bolts. Guessing a bunch of gas is going to come out of here. Yep. Alright, so as far as I know, the only place this petcock is leaking is from over here. So let's try to get this off. Put the little gasket in there. I don't know if that was cut big enough. We'll have to see. Alright, looks like that was... These bolts were stripped out at one point. You can see there were notches were cut in there. So that O-ring right here must not have been sealing up. You can see that works by just rotating holes in here. There. See? The O-ring doesn't look that bad. Around. Can make a better seal. Try that. I'm gonna see if I have another O-ring like that. Alright, I found a different O-ring for it. We'll see if that helps. Alright, so the petcock isn't leaking except for out of here. And that shouldn't leak if the gas float works. So it's leaking out of the right area. At least it's not leaking from here anymore. We're going to try to put a filter in between here if we can. I don't know if we're going to be able to. Let's see if the reserve works here. So put it to reserve. Yep, that's working. Alright, so maybe we'll just do a straight line. Cut that like right. Cut it right there. Towel out. Let's see if it's working. Oh yeah, gas is flowing. Let's see if the carb leaks. It's filling up. Look at that. Looks like the carb is not leaking yet. All right, that looks really good. Nothing's leaking. All right, let's get our plugs back in. All right, here we go. Let's kick it over. We'll get the choke on, see if she fires up. I think those exhausts are plugged up. Bunch of crap coming out of them. She's running though. We'll let that clear out. revving out pretty good now. Alright, this is what was in the exhaust. You can see a couple dead mice were in there. Pretty gross. I think they're still a little bit clogged, because once in a while it's hard to start. But I was able to get a lever hooked up here, kind of rigged up for the throttle, so that's working pretty good. Found an old lever to use for that. So that'll be our throttle for now until we can get the correct attachment for it. But yeah, it's going pretty good. So we're gonna get the battery hooked up better, get those side covers on, get this thing all good to go, and attempt to take this thing for the first ride. I'm guessing the clutch is pretty stuck on this thing, so we'll have to kind of work with that. But yeah, it's revving out completely. It sounds pretty good. Quick check the valve clearances here. Make sure those are within spec. Basically just want to make sure they're not too tight here. Here, that valve, that clearance feels fine. There is play in the intake. Let's see the exhaust side here. Yep, plenty of play. So that checks out. Well, first ride didn't go the greatest. Once this thing stalls, it's so hard to get back to start. So I'm thinking the pilot jet is maybe clogged from the stuff that was in the gas tank. Maybe something came through and plugged up that pilot jet again. It's only a 20 pilot, so it takes like basically nothing to plug that thing up. And then it was boggy top end, so I don't know if the main jet is plugged up again or what. But yeah, we'll take apart the carb, investigate that. But otherwise, it went through all the gears, all the brakes work, throttle was good response. It's not smoking anymore, which is great. I think if we get the bogging figured out and then the hard starting issue figured out, this thing will be pretty nice. All right, let's take a peek in the carb. See if there's any gas getting to it. Yeah, bowl is completely full. Oh, that was clear. All right, main jet was clear. So this might be an electrical issue here. Let's see. Pilot was clear. So that wasn't the problem. All right, we'll check the plugs again for spark. Make sure we're getting adequate spark here. Could be timing is slightly off. Ignition timing. Yeah, it looks like it's running a little bit rich to me. Pretty good to me. All right, we got some new plugs. Let's try these out. Let's see what those do. That's how it's supposed to look. Both these plugs were a little bit faulty. Yeah, see, both plugs are perfect. All right, we're gonna install those, see if that makes a difference. All right, let's see if it starts a little easier. Just shut off. What the heck? All right, so there was a mouse nest in here. Let's just take this pipe off and just see. Pretty loose on there. it's definitely not clogged. What the heck is going on? Backfiring through the carb now, which is odd. Let's see what's going on. See if the points are sparking. Points were sparking a little bit. Let's clean that off a little bit more. Sparking quite a bit. Let's see if it starts right back up. Alright, we just got done taking this thing for another test drive after installing new plugs, cleaning the points again, and cleaning out that carb again, and it's doing the exact same thing. So initially it was starting pretty easy after we put the new plugs in, but we took it for the first ride. It still had the bog on top end, and then after it got warm it was having problems starting again. You could see from the video. So all these symptoms lead me to believe that the condenser is bad. So a bad condenser will spark excessively at the points. We have that. It will be hard starting once the bike is warm. We have that. And it will run just kind of crappy and stall out once it's warm, and we have that. So that all leads to the condenser. The condenser on this one, the condenser on this bike is right there. You can see in there. So I'm pretty sure that's the culprit. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I know a lot of people have worked on these bikes before, so I'm thinking that's the culprit, and we're gonna order one up and test it out, but I'm almost 100% sure it's the condenser. We checked everything else. The pipes are clear. Carb is super clean. It's getting enough gas. Spark plugs are brand new. Points gap is good. So really, all it can be is that condenser. Valves are adjusted properly. So it's got to be that condenser. Because as soon as it gets warmed up, it starts running way, way worse. So the condenser on these bikes, what they do is prevent arcing at the points. They store energy when the points are closed and then release it. And if that's not working, you're going to have really, really bad sparking at the points. It'll wear out the points and then cause all sorts of problems, which we're seeing in this bike. So I'm pretty sure it's the condenser. If anyone disagrees with me, leave a comment down below what you guys think it is. I'm pretty sure it's the condenser. We'll find out next video when we order that up and the throttle body and take this thing for another ride. But that's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, picking this thing up. It's my first time owning one of these little baby Honda Dreams, and they're pretty sweet looking bikes, pretty fun to ride, and just the look of them is so cool. And we made a lot of progress today, even though we couldn't get the bike running perfect. We got this thing to start up for the first time in probably 50 years, and we took it for the first ride for probably the first time in 50 years. So I'm pretty happy with that. Just a couple of little small things we need, and this thing will be good to go. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned for next video, and until next time, we are out.